All right. Welcome to Cookies Q and Awesome. This is your opportunity away from is the finance questions. We don't talk about finances, but I will tell you, I do make enough money now to where I can stop shopping at Walmart and I can start shopping at Target. So, all right, who's the first brave soul? Anybody, somebody, anywhere. Oh, you're the first one I saw in my corner. Hello, sir. What is your name and where are you from? What's your question? Who from Wisconsin? Peter from Wisconsin. What's your question? So I'm a scrub, okay? I do nothing. No. So how it works in our department for entertainment, there's Milena, the beautiful young lady you see me walking around with. She's over the entire entertainment department. Under her are all of her managers. So it's the music manager, the playlist cast manager, the youth director manager, myself, and the technical manager. Under us would be our team. So I have the fun squad, so on and so forth. So that's how the Archie works here. Now, as far as the other managers, next in line above Milena will be the hotel director. He's in charge of pretty much all the managers of their departments, and then above him will be the captain, so on and so forth. So that's the ranking and how it works. But yeah, I don't do nothing, sir. I just get up here. Yeah, that's it. I just clean. I do the dishes downstairs, and let's see. All right, he's like, hello, sir. What's your name? Where you from? What's your question? Chris from Baltimore. I worked out of Baltimore on the Pride for 2 years. What's your question? Hi, Harlow. Hi, Princess. That's my baby. She can have it if she wants. Yes, sir. You haven't seen any of the shows? Okay, good question. So back in the day, we used to repeat like the show stuff on television. We're moving in a different direction, and I had to explain this to you guys earlier. Yes, we are building the first half of like this first year and a half was getting the cruise industry back on its feet. Now that the cruise industry's back, now we got to work sub-departments and get those departments back on their feet. So hence why we don't have a hairy chest or the quest or all these other things that y'all are used to. You have to understand, 85% of our team members are first time ever worked on cruise ships because a lot of people did not get their visas, couldn't get their visas, or didn't want to get the vaccine to come back to work. So we literally have been from scratch building from ground up. We will get there. It's not going to happen overnight. I can tell you now they're working on a lot of things to bring for 2023. Just last week we had release of our masks for the crew members. 2 weeks before that they just released us to do like atrium parties and so on and so forth. This week I just got approved to do my military photo because we weren't allowed to do photos for the military. So every other week they're trying to get approved for stuff to do. But in due time, we will get back to we're showing you the Love and Marriage repeat roll. We can't show my Love and Marriage on repeat. Opa! Just like the bar staff, he's tired. He just threw the glass out. The lady ordered a drink. He didn't want to make it. He was like, forget it. So, but seriously, we are just be very patient with the process. Unfortunately, I can tell you now, Quest will no longer be coming back to Carnival. I know, but we're revamping. This is why we're starting with the adult game night, but we have a cruise director conference in Memphis, Tennessee in May of next year. That's when all 50 of us get in one room and we collab together and we start creating together. So hopefully we can bring by this time next year, we'll be fully back on our feet. Everybody's comfortable, but yeah, we're just working with what we have right now. It'll get there, I promise you, for sure. Hi, love, what's your name? Where you from? What's your question? Missy from Tennessee. What part of Tennessee? East Tennessee, then.
Knoxville.
Okay, nice. What's your question? Yes, ma'am. Good question. What are the qualifications to become a cruise director? They found me on Craigslist, so no, I'm just kidding. A lot of us, let's go with the Americans. Majority of the American employees, we've been to college. I went to college. I graduated with a degree in theater. But I went into the theater world right after college. I had my first big gig in Amarillo, Texas, where I was in this musical called Texas, where I wore cowboy boots and Wranglers all summer. I hated it. But it was the first gig, right? I didn't come to Ship Life until 28. That's when I started. And now I'm 29. I tell you, okay, 30. Okay, 36. I got busted. Okay. But no, so my friend Matt Mitchum, he never went to college. He just came straight in at 18. Like the majority of the people from overseas, they come in at 18. We all started from Fun Squad, or back then it was called Entertainment Style. It's just about working your way up through the ranks. They offered me cruise director. Let me be honest. I honestly took this job when I was a little bit thinner to be one of the singers and dancers, but I had just missed the audition the day before. So I saw the position out for Fun Squad, so I thought I would audition for Fun Squad, and I got the job because my sister works for Disney Cruise Line. She's Princess Tiana. Yeah, when she's not Princess Tiana, she has to dress up like Goofy. I love it. But unfortunately Disney was full, so they forwarded my resume to Carnival, and I came in thinking, if I do one contract at Fun Squad, I'll lose a little weight, go back to the audition, and I lost the weight when I went to the audition in Atlanta, and I made it, the cast. But it was crazy because for some reason I thought I would celebrate by eating all summer, and I gained all that weight back. So year after year after year, I keep saying I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna lose weight. This goes on for 3 years. They finally said, hey, we want to try you with something. We want to see if you can try as a cruise director. So they gave me a 3-day cruise on the Imagination in California. And I had the highest numbers they had ever seen from the first-time cruise director. They said, you can literally you can go as a cruise director to any size you want to be, or you can keep fighting to lose this weight to be a singer dancer. And I tell you, the way life works out, he again gets the final say. I wanted to be a part of the Singers Den, but he wanted me to stand alone on my platform. So yeah, so that's just all it takes. It's personality and hospitality in this business. A lot of people don't understand that this is the business. I have to teach people from different parts of the world how it works here in America and how we are in the South, and we're genuine and we love it, and we got guns too, but still, I tell them, yeah. So yeah, I definitely should. Hi love, what's your name, where you from, what's your question? Julie from Virginia? I love you. Don't do this because I'll start crying. I'm a crybaby. I'll tell you something. I don't take all the credit. In those 3 years that we'd be in Fun Squad, I was everyone's right hand. I was Jamie's, I was Matt's, I was Mike's, I was Schwartz, I was Dr. E's, I was everybody's right hand. And this is why I took my time, because each and every last one of them have poured into me. And then when I finally got my spotlight, I took everything they gave me and I made it into this cookie, and this is what it is. So, thank you. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. I don't like crying in front of y'all because I ugly cry. I'm like, it's so ugly. It's so ugly. Oh, sorry. Hi, Mel. What's your name? Where you from? What's your question? Chrissy from Ohio. Ohio. What's your question? Oh, you're a Michigan fan. Okay, my bad. Oops. Look how you just got booed. What's your question? How many hours of sleep do I get? That's a good question. Literally. Last night after the 80s party, I didn't go. It takes me a minute to wind down because my energy. I didn't go to bed till 3 o'clock, and then I got right back up for the morning show at 8:30. Then I had to get up and wake my body up. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This cruise, I go full throttle for y'all because this is how I explain it to my team so they can better understand. You all work non-stop to save money to come and spend 8 days with us. You spend thousands of dollars, and I promise you, and I tell my team this, if I'm spending thousands of dollars to go to my favorite artist, maybe Beyonce or Janet, she better give me everything she has. And this is how I tell my team, regardless of how we feel, y'all deserve the world and more. Because again, I keep telling people, I know what world y'all live in. I know what sacrifices y'all have to make to be here. It's not easy out there. Trust me, I had 3 months on land for my vacation. Gas prices, $40 a gallon. We ran out of chicken. Ain't no diapers. women's rights being taken away. It's a war over. It's just too much going on. So when y'all come here, I give my all. I'll be honest. I think I push myself too much because, and forgive me if you didn't see me, I almost fainted in my room. I would just walk. It's because I just overwork myself sometimes. But it's okay, because what I get out of it is just that I can send somebody home with a new mindset or a pure heart saying, you know what, this is what it's about. It's about loving myself. It's about loving those around me. So I use my platform, whatever it takes, to make sure somebody, if not everybody, is touched in a heart that they can feel like they can conquer the world. So me, I can sleep when I'm dead. I ain't worried about it, y'all. Yeah, I'll sleep. I'm all right. I do be tired, but you gotta understand, these teams, and not just myself, like y'all always say, why aren't there any Americans here on board? Now, y'all know damn well y'all couldn't do half this work that these cabin stewards be doing. Half y'all would have been quit on the first day. This is why I say when you go home and get that survey, hit that number 10. Because these babies be here for 9 to 11 months, solid, working, non-stop. So even myself, I work 7 days a week, no days off. I don't get a day off. Only one I got was Aruba this week. Next week is full throttle for 6 days, and then turn around and do it again for another 8 days. It's exhausting, and guaranteed for the first day of vacation, first 3 days, I shut my phone off, cut my blinds down, and I sleep for 3 days solid. But yeah, a lot of people don't know that. People don't think, oh, they just get to go home after this. No, we start again at 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So yeah, it's okay. It's worth it. It's worth it to see a smile on your face, because y'all deserve it. Everybody here deserves a smile on their face. So yeah, we'll sacrifice. We don't mind. We don't mind. Anybody, somebody, anybody, right here. They're coming over there. Hey, love, what's your name? Where you from? What's your question? Tony from Baltimore. I found your cousins. What's your question? How often do I switch cruise ships? That's a really good question. I am scheduled to be on the Horizon until July 30th of the next year. But for anyone who knows my life, Carnival does not let me sit still. I just left Texas. I was on the Carnival Breeze for a year. Now I'm supposed to be here for a year. But we have 3 new ships coming out next year. I got a phone call this week asking when I go to one of them.
Which one?
I can't say, but just know that Cookie will have a busy year next year, whether it be in Florida, Texas, or New York. I will have a busy season. Yeah, so for the XL class, it's only myself, Kendall, Donkey, Chris, and Lee who are the only ones qualified for the XL class. And for those who don't know what XL class is, it's a ship bigger than this one. On the XL class, they have a roller coaster on the top of it to give you a percent. Yeah, it's scary as hell too. But can you imagine going on this roller coaster over the water and some folks? Let me tell you something. I'm not making this up. In Cozumel, on the Mardi Gras, I'll never forget this because it was friends of mine. They were on the Mardi Gras. They were on the roller coaster. Let me shut up before I scare y'all. For y'all don't want to go over there. The power went out. So they were stuck on the side like this for 20 minutes with nothing but water under them. Okay, I'm not telling that story. But yeah, it's an XL class is the bigger class within this. It's think of 2 of everything. So there are 2 comedy clubs, there are 2 main lounges, there are 2 casts, there are like bajillion restaurants, a bajillion bars. So I always encourage everybody to get ready for the Carnival celebration. It's coming to Miami next, in the next couple of months. Y'all better get ready. It's gonna be a good time. My big brother Lee Mason's there. You're gonna have a fun time there, so trust me. Yeah, definitely get on the XL class for sure. Hi, love. What is your name? Where are you from? What's your question? Being from Tampa Bay. Cool. Yes. So, for those who don't know, I have a special group on board this week, the Drag Club House group. I would like a fan of them. Shout out to my LGBTQ community and my allies. This week, they had a night performance in here. Hence why when y'all were like, ooh, you shaved. I shaved my face because I performed in drag for their amazing group this week. Y'all were awesome. And this is where we are. I want it to be, my mission is to for everybody around here. I don't care who you are, what your preference is, what your religion is. I want everybody to feel loved and accepted. So instead of, and then they know, I want to make it a mission to make it open to the public so everybody can come and enjoy themselves and see the artistry behind the work that they do. Because it's not easy what they do, and especially being accepted by this world that we live in. But you can also see some of my photos. Just look at my Facebook. I posted the video of me performing. It's like, Cruise Director Cookie, or yeah, you'll see it. But it was well worth it because I took that money and I donated it for Group for St. Jude today for $100 challenge. So yeah, I did it for a good cause. I don't mind. I'll tell you one thing, this body is not made for 6-inch heels no more. I can't do that no more. Back in the day, for those who know me, when I was with Matt Mitchum, I used to dress up all the time for Quest. That was when I was like 40 pounds lighter. I feel bad for the heels because they got stuck in these little hole pies up here. I was trying to perform, trying to get out this there. It was a lot going on, but yeah, thank you. I shaved my legs and everything for that thing. Oh Lord, I can tell me I was out here ashy. I gotta put no lotion on my legs. Detroit? Oh, watch your bag. She from Detroit. I just played my mama's side from Detroit. Hey, what side of Detroit you from? Hey, solve this problem for me, because people want to argue me down. There is a Hard Rock casino in Detroit, yes? Okay, maybe it is. My family tried to argue me down like we didn't go to the casino. I know for a fact we went to the Hard Rock. Okay, we'll talk about that later. What's your question?
Can we get him a size up?
Oh, that's fine. Okay. What's your question? How often do I get to see my family? Man, that's a good question. I miss my mom and daddy right now. I only get to see my mom and dad twice a year. Hence to why I just moved out of Houston, Texas. I'm trying to decide, do I want to move to Atlanta or Los Angeles? Los Angeles will give me more opportunity to be in the business and work and grind. Atlanta gives me a better opportunity to still hustle, but be close to my mom and dad. As I'm getting older, they're getting older as well. They would come and cruise, but my dad has a lot of health issues every now and then, so I don't want to put him in the atmosphere of anything happening to him, because the world is still real. So I do see the first stop on vacation is my parents' house, of course, because my mom would kill me if I bypass her house. And then after that, I go on my vacation. I spend like a week there, and then when they start waking me up to take out the garbage, that's when I say I gotta go. I still be on curfew at 36, like, you know, my mama's house is like, I don't care what you do on Saturday night, Sunday we get up going to church, so you better be, that's the kind of household I live in, so. My mom and dad, I love it because you don't appreciate it now, but when you get older, like, it's cute, right? So when you get home, they're like, all right, what's for dinner? And they all look at me like I'm supposed to cook. I'm like, I just spent 7 months working with no days off, and I come here, but yeah. I can have them cruise because I have my own cabin. So when I have my own cabin, our friends and family can cruise as low as $7 a day. So, look, everybody trying to be my cousin. Look at all my cousins. I got all, everybody want to be my cousin. So yeah, we do, they just approved for our friends and family to come into get crew area. Which also, to let y'all know, also got approved is the behind the scenes tour. They're bringing it back starting next week too. So now y'all can book this. It's just, yeah, so I get to see them every so often. I don't know if you look at my Facebook, my little sister, my adopted sister, she also works for the company. She's a singer. If you look at my Facebook page, Cruise Director Cookie, she was on The Voice 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, she didn't make it. Her name is Coco. She was on The Breeze with me. She didn't make it, but I'm pretty sure I've encouraged her to go back for another chance. But right now she's in Dubai bringing the ship around to Australia. So I do get to see my sister and every now and then. But yeah, we hustle it. We have social media, so when the Wi-Fi decides to work, that's what we talk. I said what I said. Y'all know how it feels. So yeah, let me look up top. Anybody on top? I don't want to feel like up top. I'm ignoring y'all. Hey sir, what's your name? Where you from? What's your question? Blaze? Like fire, blaze. Oh, I'm thinking of another blaze, but go ahead. Yes. Cornell, are you here? I'll tell you about Cornell. Cornell and I met right before the pandemic happened. Cornell was a galley manager, meaning he worked in the the kitchen downstairs and all over the ship. He came to me on the Carnival Glory and said, I want to be a part of the fun squad. I said, hey, whatever it is I can do to help you, let me know. Fast forward to now, we didn't see each other for almost 2 years. I docked with the Carnival Horizon and Breeze and Mardi Gras in Cozumel, and I saw Cornell on the pier. He was wearing a red polo. He said, thank you, I finally made it to Fun Squad. Not only that, blessed, I have 2 more weeks. He's moving, he's so good at what he does. He's not only moved into Fun Squad, but he's already moving to the Carnival Mardi Gras, where most senior Fun Squad goes. So that's how he's working it. Milena, my entertainment director, she started as a photographer on board. She moved into our senior management, and now she's running the entire ship of entertainment. So yeah, you're able to transfer from departments depending on what it is. A lot of people leave security. Like I have a security guy who left security and went to guest services, and I was like, you crazy, you would get beat up more at guest services than security. But yeah, you are able to transfer departments, so on and so forth. Like for me, the next step will be home office, training cruise directors are up and coming if I decide. But I have 2 more years. I was just telling someone else, Carnival has a 10-year retirement program, so we can retire in 10 years. Matt took his, Everson took his, Jamie took hers. My friend Nono's taking hers soon. She just hit her 10 years. After that, we get just one large payout. It's nothing to stop working, but it's enough to start a new life. So, yeah, definitely. I got 2 more years. Y'all better come see me. Two more years. I always post up where I'm going. If not, Google Carnival Cruise Director's schedule. It'll have our picture, our ship, and how long we're there. Or keep up with my dad, John Hill. He'll always post wherever he calls, but he doesn't call me Cookie. He calls me Seabiscuit. So there, yeah. So yeah, you can definitely transfer from department to department. So yeah. Why, you trying to come work here, sir? It only happens on next week's cruise, like tomorrow's cruise, because the island's an hour behind. What people typically do is they take that phone out of airplane mode and it goes back an hour. So if back and forth is at 4:30, on their phone it says 3:30, so they sit out there chilling. And by the time they get to the pier, ain't no ship there. They looking clueless. But this is why I say it's so important, because the price that you pay to meet your stuff on the ship, you've already paid for 2 cruises right there. You gotta understand, we gotta pay the port fees, we gotta get you a hotel, we gotta get you a flight. It is a lot of paperwork behind someone getting left behind. I would just rather just find a job in Jamaica and just call it a day. And what's so crazy is, I don't know why, and this happens all the time, why people run down the pier after the ship as if the captain can hit reverse and come back and get them. Like, when you get we left an entire fraternity of 18 boys in Cozumel on the yacht. Ooh, I told them to be back on time. It happens so often because people get to drinking, and in Jamaica they get to drinking, and it's just they're just in a situation to where y'all better figure it out. If we have another port, we can fly them to the next port. But again, the price to get there, you might as well just stay in Jamaica, find a job. If you gotta go home, not only is so safe, we have to send you home, like to Miami. You have to wait until the cruise is over to get all your stuff back, especially if you're from out of town. It's just a lot, so it's just best to just be back on time. The best show is the Pier Run show. That's why I tell you I go upstairs and watch it. I can guarantee it probably happened this week for sure. It always happens in Cozumel because Three Amigos, Fat Tuesdays, and Margaritaville are all right there together. So you definitely go get a good show in Cozumel for sure. Every time. Hey, Buzz. Go ahead. Uh-huh. Wow, you would ask that, wouldn't you, sir? He wanted to know what happens if someone falls over. So are you plotting something? Please. I'm watching you. Yeah, actually, let me tell y'all something. Y'all know last week we had a rescue mission, and 2 weeks before that we had a rescue mission. Well, they were on a sailboat, but in case of someone happened to accidentally take a dip, um, I'll tell you something. I'll be honest with you. This happened to me on the Glory and Bless. It happened at 3:30 in the morning. Tell me about it. So yes, so here it is at 3:30 in the morning. I get a phone call. I have to go to the bridge. When I get to the bridge, I have to make the announcement into the cabins and wake everybody up. I have to send everyone to their room. Um, so now all the cabin stewards have to get up to go cabin to cabin to do a roll call to make sure each person is in that room. Once we identify, now mind you, the ship is stopped. Once we identify everybody's where they need to be, and if we're missing somebody, we lower the lifeboats and we have to put them out. We have to put out the search team to search the water. That process is about 4 to 5 hours long. So I was up from 3:30 in the morning all the way to 8:30, I think. And I had Dr. Seuss right after that. I didn't even go to bed. I had to go right into Dr. Seuss. So it is a procedure and a process. Sometimes the Coast Guard will get involved in it as well. And yeah, I've seen it, I've had it happen. Crazy enough, it was on this ship for like, so yeah, a guy was on his balcony and the wind caught his lanyard and he reached to grab it. So yeah. And the sad part about it was, he didn't get in the water, but he went from deck to deck. And he was celebrating his 1-year anniversary with his wife. So you have to have really strong mind to be in this business because you see everything, you hear everything. You just have to mentally. When I first started, again, coming from Alabama, I was not prepared for this life because I saw somebody drop in front of me and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go home. I'm ready to go at this point. But then you realize, you know what, it's constantly happening. I don't know if these wives are getting mad and pushing these men over, but if you notice, a lot of older people would rather come here than nursing home. They'd rather go to the upper room from here. So we got a morgue downstairs right next to the jail. So when you act up, we put you next to the dead people. This is why I tell the kids, don't push all the buttons in the elevator or else. But you see a lot in this industry, you see a lot in this business, so you just mentally have to be prepared for whatever comes your way. Like, I can write a book on everything I've experienced here in ship life. It's been a crazy world, but it's one we enjoy. But when those moments happen, you have to, it's crazy. So it's hard. I'm a cry. I cry at everything. I cry when people compliment me. So you can only imagine those. And I have to be strong on the bridge. Because my mind is only thinking about the family in that moment of what's happening, right? So yeah, it's just, so. Hello, love, what's your name? Where are you from? The lady in the back, then the one right here. We're right here. It's two ladies. Okay, one standing up first and the one behind her. Go ahead. Hi, Carmen from New York. What's your question? Yes. Say it again. Say it one more time. When we get in international waters, crimes committed. Oh, theirs. So if you act up, like, so say for example, you act up in like Belize. Oh, we're gonna hand you over to Belize. We ain't got nothing to do with you. That's you with your business. Y'all wanna start a fight out there? They gonna take you to jail in Belize. And trust me, you don't wanna go to jail in Belize. Believe that. If it happens here on board, again, we lock you up downstairs. We'll hand you over to the authorities when we get back to Miami. Trust me, you don't want to go to jail in Miami.